This video looks at Olympic champion Hamada Shori's return to international judo. When I looked at the draw for this event, there were two judokas that I thought could really trouble Hamada. One was Lanier, who was on the other side of the draw. And the other was this lady here, Bellandi. Bellandi's moved up from the 70 kilo division to fight at 78 in the past year. And she's been doing pretty well. And she really did give Hamada more than a few problems in this one. So Bellandi's a big girl. She's got some big throws. I think the key to beating Hamada is to be someone that has big throws, the ability to throw for ippon. And you can see she's really taken it to Hamada in this one so far. So Hamada here, she seems to have reasonable grips, but Bellandi's doing some good work with the little off-balancing leg kicks and keeping Hamada at bay. So Hamada trying to circle Bellandi into a throw, but Bellandi's able to disrupt her rhythm with some more ashiwaza. So there's a tomo anage, and Bellandi did an excellent job at escaping going to the mat on that one. And Hamada moves in for the choke attempt. Now I have a feeling that this one was above the face, because Bellandi certainly does take a lot of time to recover after this one. I don't think the referee had a very good, clear look at Hamada's hand position. But I believe the judo gi was wrapped over the chin, so Bellandi's clearly quite upset at this point. So I thought there was going to be a blood stoppage here, but it seems like there was no blood, just maybe a lot of pain. So once again, Bellandi able to keep Hamada at a distance. And it's Bellandi who's got the dominant sleeve grip, and she takes the chance to take Hamada down with the Waza-ari. And the referee's pretty quick to call Mate in these scrambles. Certainly not to Hamada's liking, but it's what you would expect at most international Grand Slams. So Bellandi's now up, Waza-ari. So Hamada really needs to get to work. Bellandi's stiff-arming somewhat. Now Hamada tries to transition to Juji Gatame off the failed Nagewaza attempt, but Bellandi is able to force her way out of it. Now here we're coming up to what I think was the controversial point of this match. We've got Ouchigari, and I really don't understand why the Waza-ari wasn't given here. We'll have a look at this later, but to me it looked like Waza-ari. Bellandi's back did end up on the mat. I'm assuming the referees are ruling that it was a secondary, non-continuous attack that put Bellandi's back on the mat. But Bellandi did a good job to rotate out of that pin, and she did an even better job to withstand what's typically just the beginning of the end when Hamada gets hold of the belt against a totaled player. Here it is again. She gets the Ouchigari. Bellandi initially looks like she just misses landing on the side, and then Hamada is immediately able to turn her across the shoulders. Now to me, that would be called Waza-ari 9 times out of 10. I'm assuming they're saying it's non-continuous. What do you think? Leave a comment. Bellandi, 0 Shidos on the board and a Waza-ari up. Really didn't need to do anything for the remainder of this contest. At this year's Japanese National Championships, Hamada Shori was thrown for Waza-ari in both the semi-final and the final, but she came back to win with Newaza. So the surprise for me here is not that Hamada got thrown, but just that she had some opportunities in Newaza in that first match and in this match here, and she wasn't able to take very many of them. So Hamada Shori's percentage of Ippon wins versus Ippon opportunities in Newaza is one of the highest in the sport of judo's history. And the thing that surprised me in her repechage match was just how many times her opponent was able to stall her out. So here I was really surprised. I'd never seen her wrap up the arm and then lose the pin. So I'm curious to know whether there are any physical issues with Hamada going into this match. Age is a factor when it comes to tachiwaza, but for newaza, I think really you're just going to get better over time because you just have that experience and you understand where things are going and what the correct move is. We saw with Yoko Ono a couple of weeks ago at the Grand Slam in Mongolia against Taimazova. Yoko Ono had used newaza very effectively in the early rounds, but against Taimazova she just couldn't deal with the tachiwaza. She just didn't have the timing and the reflexes. But Hamada's tachiwaza looked about the level you expect from Hamada. Not the best, but competent. But the newaza game seemed to be a little off. I don't know whether it's because the Venezuelan here is a little bit more mobile, perhaps a bit more flexible than the type of opponent she's used to. Here she's got the knee right over the head, and she basically gave up on pursuing newaza at that point, which is something you don't really see from her. But there is still bright notes for Hamada here. This was another case where I think the judo gi was pulled over the chin and not across the neck like it needs to be. I think this is the final part of the match, so we're getting close to the end, and Hamada Shori is not one that we usually see heading into the golden score. I don't think she's been in a golden score situation in international judo since the 2018 World Championships. So here she was able to use a sumi gaishi or obitori gaishi to get her opponents back on the mat. And it was a basic Hamada Shori quick half guard pass into Munegatame.